Hey Team Titleists, we're here in Memphis for the start of the FedEx Cup Playoffs, and I'm going to take you through my bag. Starting with the golf ball, the Pro V1x Double Dot. And mark one up, I usually just use a line tool and a black Sharpie. I try to line it up pretty good because it bothers me if it's not quite right. But put a big old black line on there to match the one on my putter. I've done the line for a long time. Every once in a while I putt with no line. Like I'll set up the ball to putt kind of like that. But I still put the line on there just for identifying it. I try to make it sometimes I make it almost all the way around to match the long line on my putter, just to help alignment, make sure I'm aiming it where I mean to. Switched to the Double Dot Pro V1x a year and a week ago, and yeah, it's been a really good change for me. It's helped, through the bag. It goes a little bit straighter with the driver, and then I have a lot more control with the irons and the wedges just over the spin and the flight. For me, I hit down on it a lot. I create a lot of spin, and to have a ball that doesn't climb quite as much has made a really big difference to me in distance control in particular. Just being able to have it come down the number that I'm looking for. All right, starting with the driver, got the new GTS 3 10 degree set on A1 and a Diamana of some sort. There's no weight on it and there's no name. I don't know what it is, but it's I started playing with it at the British and it's been pretty good. I've made the move just kind of throughout the season. I've gained a little bit of speed. Eventually I had enough loft on the previous driver that eventually the spin kind of got too high. And so yeah, we've just worked into the new one. The spins are a bit more consistent. So when I go to shape it a different way, I don't get as big of a gap between, the spin doesn't get too high on a cut versus a straight ball, and it doesn't get too low on a draw versus a straighter one. So I'm able to play with a little bit less loft, because I know for me the big thing is with the Double Dot ball, if the spin gets too low, it doesn't carry as far. So I need to make sure that the spin stays up just enough on a draw, and with a little bit more consistent spin, I'm able to get more aggressive on lowering the spin on kind of a normal shot to, get a little bit more out of that speed in terms of distance. And then moving on to the 3-wood, have the GTS 3-wood. Been messing with the 3-wood a little bit recently, trying to, again, kind of get the spin down without it going too far close to the driver. So this is kind of a work in progress. It actually was handed to me today, so I'm working through that, but so far the numbers have been really good, so I'm going to take it out and play a few holes tomorrow, see how it fits out there. And I had one earlier in the year that I loved, and since then I've just started gaining a little bit of ball speed, and eventually that club just got going too high. So we've kind of been trying to work to move the flight back down and make it fit the gap between driver and then the next one, which is 7-wood. So the 7-wood is GTS 3, 7-wood, 21 degrees. And this has been great. This is like a, I don't know, Tensei 1K 90. This has been a really good club for me. It's nice because I see a lot of the loft, so I'm able to hit down on it and take a divot with it very comfortably, which has been a nice shot for me. I can hit like a really flighted low 7-wood, and I end up hitting it off the tee actually quite a bit, a lot more than I thought I would. I thought it would be mostly a par 5 club, but we put it in right before Augusta for the 10th hole, trying to have something I could really turn over and kind of move right to left down the hill there on 10, and it's been a great club. I've really liked it. I've hit a bunch of good shots with that one. Down into the irons, my longest iron's a 4-iron T200. All this stuff has not changed in quite a while. T100 5-iron, all Dynamic Gold X7s. And then my own 631s, 6-iron through 9-iron, which have been great. Just, I kind of like we talked about before, I hit down on it pretty hard, and those give me just a little bit of launch compared to the standard MBs. The 5 I still like to move around a lot, so I don't go all the way to the T200, but the 4-iron just for height and for some forgiveness. I mean, we all hit it pretty good, but you get to 4-iron and I don't know if I want to be looking at one of these from 240 yards. So yeah, just for a little bit of launch and a little bit of forgiveness. But then yeah, these irons, even great. I've really liked everything those have done for me. And yeah, those are all relatively standard aside from the special head, I suppose. Nothing, lofts and lies are all really standard. Yeah, I think it's been 2 years. But yeah, you can kind of tell, like, in the difference between the 6 and the 9. The 6 iron is, or the 9 iron is very close to the standard 9 iron, just with this pre-wear in it. But you can kind of see, like, between the two of these, how much smaller, or sorry, yeah, how much less of the club is kind of this portion. There's more metal down here, so there's the CG is lower and the sole's a bit wider. So in the regular set, this top portion here would kind of go, you know, up more into here, like this 9 iron does. You can kind of see where with the logo, how much, you know, kind of fatter that is down there. But yeah, that's just them trying to move that peak height up a little bit for me, and it's progressive from 9, 8, 7, 6. So this is the closest to the normal one, and then a very small progression all the way up to the 6. Wedges, pitching wedge 48, 48-10, and yeah, that's just a distance wedge, as AD would say. So I don't chip much with it, just kind of just a pitching wedge. And then 52, very much the same. 52F, all the new ones, all the SM11s, and then 57, it's 56 bent to 57, just to fit that gap properly between 52 and 62. And this is primarily I hit out of the fairway. I chip with it a little bit every once in a while. I'll hit a bunker shot with it, but same grind, just very similar to the other three. And then the 62 is kind of the more interesting one, 62K Star. And we've actually recently, I had one for the British Open that had a lot less bounce on it. And it actually had just a touch of offset compared to the standard wedge. It was 64 with no bounce, bent strong to 62, which is going to give it even less bounce. And I mean, I could hit a flop shot off a cart path. It was pretty fun. It was great for, you know, U.S. Open, British Open time frame where the ground is really hard. There's not a ton of grass. And you know, you get over to the British Open and you're really trying hard not to have to hit anything up in the air there around the greens. And I ended up with one on the 5th hole, kind of short-sided over a bunker, and was very grateful that I had that one in there with no bounce. I opened it up and took a full swing and hit it about 12 feet. So that his work there worked out very well for me on that hole. So this is one Aaron made for me. He put a little bit of that look into it, and I feel like, especially out of the bunker, when I've got the face open already, it's helped me directionally a little bit. And then with some of the partial wedges too, I feel like for me I like to hold on so it's easy to miss it right, and this just helps me get a little head start on the face rotation to help me kind of get the direction right. It's the same sole, it's the same wedge, it's just he worked some kind of magic to just move where the face was just a hair. So that's recent, and we're just kind of trying that out. But so far, I've been really happy with it. I've always played Vokey wedges. I mean, that's kind of just the standard for me. I think you know, that's why a lot of guys play them. They've been the best for a long time, and to me, I mean, I wouldn't be looking for anything that they don't do. So you have tons of options in terms of customization, different grinds. Obviously, we're very lucky out here to have the people that help us set it all up. But yeah, I mean, to me, there's kind of the standard. And then I know with new SM11s, the grooves are slightly different between the different lofts, so I'm able to play a much more standard setup with these and kind of get the spins in the right window for me. Last one, same old. Actually put a fresh grip on it today. It was about time, but yeah. Scotty Cameron T9.5R. Same old, big black line to match the line on the ball. This has been in there for a while. It's getting a little bit more dinged up in every one of these videos, but same old putter. Yeah. Initially, it was just I was going away from. I had virtually no alignment on there when I made the switch to this. I was putting with something else for T5.5, the one with the fangs, with virtually no alignment aid. So this was kind of just a change from that. I liked the head shape. It's very much the same footprint. It just kind of has a different middle to the one I was putting with, and then different neck just to gave me a little bit more toe hang, a little bit more feel of the face. And yeah, so that was the original switch. I was just changing it if something wasn't working, and had a great year or so with it. thanks for watching. That's what's in my bag.